What do we think? What do we think of Kyle Shanahan, one of the most respected play callers in modern NFL history, intentionally calling plays that will fail?
Well, I think the question that Kyle and I both had when you were trying to explain this to us before the show started was logic ? Like what?
It's
what
as if
is the
someone
logic here?
told him. It's like someone told him, "Oh, you actually don't have to run the ball. Like the metrics show, you don't have to run the ball effectively to do play action for that to work." And he goes like, "That's a pretty good idea." And like, wait, what do you think I said? Because the way you're smiling suggests you're going in a different direction with this. He's like, "You're telling me I should run the ball ineffectively. If you don't need effective running to set up play action, you must need ineffective running." And then some poor analytics intern was like, no, his life's work. This is a whole summer project for like a UCLA undergrad kid. And Shanahan just completely missing the mark.
First off, Hayden Winks went to USC. And Denny, I guess the logic is probably like, oh, they'll get him thinking the running game's not working today.
Yeah.
Then we'll hit him in the mouth then with the play action. And I feel like wouldn't the play action just be set up better by successful running plays, though?
You would think. You would think, but he actually. So George Kittle cited some plays against the Seahawks, I think, just last season, where Shanahan called a play for Elijah Mitchell to basically just fall down and like not gain any yards, and this was the plan. We're setting it up. We're setting up the big play, and guess what, guys? Here's the worst part. It worked. It worked. Okay, so he is definitely Kyle Shanahan is definitely once again. Poking a finger in the eyes of every analytics nerd in the world. But until it doesn't work, that doesn't matter.
So I feel like if they're actually taking a dive, why did they get rid of Trey Sermon? Then couldn't that have just been like who agrees to like be a professional athlete?
Who's the fall guy in this plan?
Exactly. It should be Kyle Juszczyk. Maybe it'd actually be good for something other than pointless.
Nah, Kyle Juszczyk is picking up 8 yards every time. He's physically incapable.
I just don't understand the thing. Like, why it would be better if the play were successful. I mean,
I think maybe the idea is like, if you see that your run game is vulnerable, the defense will attack that vulnerability more. But like, I don't think that logic holds true. I'm trying to give him some sort of benefit of the doubt. But like, Shanahan can scheme a good run game. And we know that play action, I think, is just fairly independent, good or bad, of how the running works. And I think like it's fairly obvious is that like it's intuitive if you're a linebacker. You see handoff, you go get football. You don't think like, well, actually, they're averaging -0.1 EPA per play, so I'm going to sit back in the zone. Like, it's human instinct if you're a linebacker to attack the ball. So I don't get why good or bad. Like, it just doesn't make it makes no sense.
You want them to commit for play action fakes to be as successful as they can be. You want the defense committing as many resources as possible to the running game. And it looks like if your run game isn't working that day, maybe they'll commit fewer resources to defending the run. And they'll drop back to defend the pass more. I feel like there's no planet in which it would be set up better by poor run plays than
this is a thing that sounds like something he would try in preseason and just no one told him to stop trying it. Like, I've heard of stand-ups. If like you're a stand-up comedian and you're trying out new material, if you've got material and it works and it really kills, I think it was like Chris Rock I heard about doing this. He would just intentionally bomb for like a minute or two to reset the crowd, to try out his next material. He didn't want them to have such a happy, good vibe going into fresh material because it sort of predisposes them to laughing whether it's good or not. And Shanahan took this like art form and was like, I can apply that. I see this thing that is in no way related. I'm going to do that in my job.
That's actually a really, really good point, Kyle. And by the way, it sounds like you guys have never seen a little movie called Rocky. Okay. Rocky wins all of his fights by letting his opponent beat the crap out of him until intentionally like losing the fight until the opponent is so tired of beating the crap out of Rocky that Rocky then can pounce and win the fight. He does this over and over until he has severe brain damage. Okay.
Didn't he intentionally lose the first movie just to win the second one?
That's possible.
I believe he stole that rope-a-dope strategy of someone a little more famous than Sly Stallone, by the way, by the name of Muhammad Ali.
Rope-a-dope
against George Foreman.
All that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think the Shanahan's just trying to give his offense brain damage, and then I mean.
To be fair, like this is exactly what Andy Reid does. He's like, let me do something really dumb. And no, I'll do it when it matters. I'll do it when it matters. And we'll see how it goes. And it has worked out shockingly well for both of these coaches.
There will never be a larger brain than Kyle Shanahan's. I think we know that. There will never, ever be a larger brain than Kyle Shanahan's. And real quick, I have a Zoomer question for Kyle. Do you know who George Foreman is?
I only know of him as like old boxer. Old boxer. That's
do you know what product he was famous for after his old boxing?
It's got to be the Foreman Grill, if not.
There you go.
Man, I was hoping he wouldn't know.
No, that's good. That's good.